When individual elements or groups of elements need to diverge from the element-wide style, attaching a class allows us to make an exception. But with great power comes great responsibility, as classes can very quickly become a messy spiderweb of interdependencies and over-specification. This is why a utility class library can help us keep things orderly. But even using the most robust utility class library, many projects will still require creating new custom classes. One thing to consider when creating these classes is that adjustments may need to be made in the future, which makes it important to author classes in ways that don't need to be untangled at a later date. To understand how to create and maintain a usable class library, it's important to dig into the different types of classes and how they relate to one another. A utility class can be thought of like a chemical element, such as H2 for hydrogen. A utility class on its own represents a very specific behavior. H2, for instance, might represent a blue background. O for oxygen might represent a bubble background image. On its own, the usefulness of a utility class can be limited, but they can be combined together with other classes to achieve more sophisticated results. If we combine H2 and O, we'll end up with the bubble background image on top of a blue background, combining to represent the appearance of water. Using utility classes, like a library of elements, we can string them together to quickly construct most common styles found on the web without having to name, declare, or maintain complex classes. Custom classes are created for a specific situation and may have a name that doesn't necessarily describe its makeup or behavior. For instance, we might create a class that has all the properties of H2 and O but name it water. These are useful to achieve behaviors that aren't easily supported by simple utility classes, but the drawback is that their behavior might not be obvious from the class name alone. We might have to refer to the Style panel to see exactly what CSS properties were declared. Combo classes behave a little like chemical reactions, in that when two particular classes are combined in any order, the resulting behavior is more than the sum of its parts. For instance, if we drop K, or potassium, in a glass of water, the unexpected reaction will be a flame. In other words, the whole is somehow unique to the sum of the individual parts. The flame only shows up when both the class water and K are present. This is the case anytime you have multiple classes added to an element and you see styles applied with a blue header. In order to edit the combo class in the future, you'll need to recreate the string of classes in the exact same order.